It all started like any normal day. One man, a camera, and a public space. But what happens next turns a simple recording into a full-blown confrontation with authority. The officers think they're in control, until the auditor reminds them exactly who the law protects. Watch closely. The tone, the words, the moment confidence turns to confusion. Because in this video, we're about to see what really happens when policy meets the Constitution. This isn't about disrespect. It's about understanding your rights and refusing to surrender them.
You cannot take pictures of those cars. You can't take pictures of the inside of those cars because that's private property. And by doing such, you are trespassing into that private property.
That's ridiculous.
I'm going to ask you to stop recording. I'm going to ask you to leave. And if you refuse to do that, then we'll take it up from the stuff from here.
What you're trying to do is violate my constitutional rights, and I'm not going to let that happen here today. How are you? Good.
Lieutenant Coke, Southland Police Department. What can we help you with?
No.
No?
Your name is Sergeant?
I'm Lieutenant Coke with the Southland Police Department.
And your name, Sergeant?
Jeffy.
Thank you.
They just got a call saying you're kind of walking around, like taking photos of people's tags and in their cars and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, I'm a journalist. I was just gathering content for a story. I'm taking pictures of like the different license plates and stuff.
So, taking personal license plates and government tags, or?
Well, I don't know what's the difference between personal and government. Some of them say.
Government and one doesn't.
Well, one of them over here says law enforcement on it, so I don't know. You know what I mean?
Are you from Mississippi or?
Oh, I'm not from the area. No.
Where are you from?
I don't want to answer that. Don't want to answer that. Yeah.
Who do you work for? We're journalists.
I'm independent, meaning that I work for myself.
That's correct. Do you have an ID on you?
No, I don't have any ID on me, no.
You don't have any type of form of identification? Or
No,
anything?
no.
With a picture on it?
No.
Nothing at all?
No.
Do you have an ID out of the state?
What does it matter if I have an ID?
Because it's policy for us when we get out and speak with somebody, we identify who they are, so that way we can add it to our CAD notes, so that way if something happens or if somebody wants to file a complaint or whatever, it makes it easier for our bosses to know who got and spoke with.
Yeah, Lieutenant, I do have an ID.
Okay.
I don't have it on me, and I don't make it a habit. It's my policy not to identify myself.
Okay.
Unless I committed a crime, no. Or
it's not necessarily you committed a crime. Again, it's when we make contact with the public, we usually, well, I say usually, we always get a name, date of birth, some sort of identification for them, whether it be via citation if they've made a traffic stop, or they call us out there, or we get a call from, say, City Hall.
Yeah.
Says, hey, somebody's walking around out here looking suspicious, taking photos of people's cars, of their license plates, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
No, and I understand your policy completely.
Right. So that policy is, I'm going to ask you for your identification. So if you don't have it on you, I need to get your name and date of birth then.
My policy is I don't identify myself unless you
then
suspected me.
I'm going to ask you to stop recording. I'm going to ask you to leave. And if you refuse to do that, then we'll take it up from the stuff from here. And
why would you stop me from recording?
Because there's no need for you to be out here then. You're on.
So you're saying because I won't.
I'm asking you to leave. Is what I'm asking you.
Because I won't identify myself to you. You're saying that I cannot engage in my constitutionally protected activity. That's what you're saying.
Well, no, I'm asking you to leave. Is what I'm asking you.
But I have every right to be here. No.
Well, I have every right to ask you for your ID, but you don't give me that. So it's tit for tat.
But it's not a tit for tat. Okay. That's not very professional of you.
What was your name?
That's not very professional, sir.
What was your name?
Sir, I told you my policy is I don't.
Okay, what is your name?
Sir, I don't give my ID unless you suspect me of committing a crime, sir.
All right, you can have a good day. Well, the crime would be I'm asking you for something which is a lawful order, and you're failing to obey that lawful order.
You need reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime that I'm committing or I'm about to commit in order to demand.
You just did by not giving me the information that I asked for.
That's not true.
Okay, I know who he is. He's one of these.
Just because I know the law, you know who I am.
All right.
Well, please.
One thing, if you want to look at the cars that are identifiably marked as police department.
So this camera over here says law enforcement. Is that?
That's actually a personal tag.
So why does it say? Why would they do that? Preferential treatment.
Mississippi has law enforcement tags that actually sponsor law enforcement activities, i.e., the benevolence fund. So when a cop gets killed, their family has money that's given to them to help support them because they lost the income for.
I can respect that. Yeah.
That's what that tag's for.
Okay.
The only cars that you're going to be allowed to look at out in this lot are ones that are clearly marked as South Haven Police Department or have a government tag, like on my own marked unit that has a government tag. Outside of that, you cannot take pictures of those cars. You can't take pictures of the inside of those cars because that's private property. And by doing such, you are trespassing into that private property.
That's ridiculous.
Okay, I'm just telling you that's how it's going to work.
You can't trespass the eyes, and at the end of the day, If it's in public, I could see it. If you went up on a traffic stop and you're looking in somebody's, it's the
I'm
plain,
telling you right now,
it's
if
the
you
plain
keep
view
looking- if you keep
doctrine.
looking
It's
at
the
these
plain,
cars-
it's the plain view doctrine, correct?
Plain
If
view.
you could see it, are you
Where's
trespassing
your
into?
reasonable suspicion to be out here to look at that car?
Are you when
Tell
you
me
look
what
in
your-
when you're
tell
on a
me what
traffic
your-
stop, Lieutenant? Please, I'll let you talk. Can you let me talk?
I'll
When
listen to you.
when you're at a traffic stop and you're looking in somebody's car with your flashlight, do you have any reasonable suspicion or anything? No, because it's called the plain view doctrine. Anything you can see from public.
Right.
That's it. And if you see a drugs or a gun or a firearm
What's
from
the
plain
difference between you and
view,
me? What's the difference between you and me?
nothing really.
Is it not? Because I have this on here.
Yeah.
And it's also a safety
You have a
hazard
badge.
for me when I'm looking at that car, whether or not somebody's hiding in that back seat with a gun or an RPG or something to do something to me.
Yeah, it's-
You, on the other hand, have openly admitted you are a journalist out
Correct.
there getting B footage for something, but you're also doing that not on government property, not on government vehicles, but on personal vehicles.
But they're in
We have-
public.
we have-
They're in public.
But we have reasonable suspicion.
So you're going to go to
once we
Walmart and do the
stop
same
a
thing?
car.
Are you going to Walmart and do the same thing?
Well, Walmart would be private property, so this is public property, sir. That's the difference. This is public property.
Well, I'm asking you not to look.
I
in
understand
my-
what
in
you're.
my
I
officer's
understand what you're
vehicle.
asking me, sir.
Because
I
not every
understand.
vehicle out here is for an officer.
I
Some of these
understand
are
that.
public cars of people that are up here that are filing complaints, legit complaints, that have emergencies or talking to us because something happened to them that involves the law enforcement needing to be there. So now you're taking a photo of a car that may belong to somebody that doesn't have anything to do with law enforcement outside of the contact that needs to be made with them.
You guys run plates all day. Anybody who's
And we have
parked
the
in.
legal right to do that.
If I'm in Walmart, giving your example, if I'm in Walmart and I'm going inside of
Okay.
Walmart, I can see the plates from anywhere I can. Sir, I think you're being unreasonable.
I'm not.
You
I'm
are.
being very reasonable. I'm being very reasonable.
What you're trying to do is violate my constitutional rights, and I'm not going to let that happen here today.
There's no violation going here.
Okay,
And
great.
I'd like to know what you got a card so I can see what website you're going to post this to so I can watch it later.
No, you'll find it. I guarantee you. You'll be very much aware of
Okay.
where it's being posted to. Okay.
Okay. All right. Have a good day.
You guys can have a great day now.
Thanks.
Thank you. You took an oath to uphold the Constitution. You should take that seriously. I'm one of those guys. One of those guys who knows the law. Do you see how they try and make it seem? How they try and make it seem that they can demand ID whenever they want. And to somebody who doesn't know their rights, and this is exactly why I make these kinds of videos, for somebody who doesn't know their rights, they would have, honestly, been intimidated by the lieutenant and the sergeant here, and they would have handed over their identification because it's a lawful order. Wrong. It's not a lawful order. Now they're going to go about their day. This is public property. He's not going to stop me from walking around public property and taking pictures of vehicles like they do it all the time. They look inside vehicles. It's called the plain view doctrine. They need to learn the law. They need to uphold the Constitution of the United States. That's what they need to do. Here he comes, making his U-turn over here.
And after all that noise, no arrest, no fine, no case. Just a reminder of how power behaves when it's questioned. What we walked into today wasn't chaos. It was a mirror. A mirror showing what happens when transparency is treated like trespassing. 98 luxury apartments, empty rooms, full funding, and yet a man right outside begging for warmth. It's not hate, it's heartbreak. Because this isn't about migrants versus locals, it's about management versus morality. Every question asked today was valid. Who pays for this? Who approves it? Who audits the contracts? And instead of answers, we got guards, gates, and police sirens. But when truth makes people that uncomfortable, you know you've touched something real. And to those saying you shouldn't film, remember this. Cameras don't break laws, they break silence. The real danger isn't exposure, it's ignorance. The officers came, listened realized there was no crime. Just citizens asking for clarity, and that's how it should be. Because in a democracy, accountability isn't optional. It's the bare minimum. As for the people living here, it's not their fault. They're caught in the middle of a political game played with public money, but the system protecting them should also protect those sleeping outside. And if it doesn't, then maybe the system itself needs an audit. So yes, call it an investigation, a confrontation, or even a controversy, but it's reality, and the only thing more dangerous than truth is pretending it doesn't exist. This was another edition of the SY Show. Stay aware, stay brave, and remember, the lens never lies.